Hey, this is Will Bowen with Performance Analytics, and in this video I'm going to walk you through how easy it is to record videos for Pitch Analyzer. There's really two things that you need to keep in mind before you actually start recording videos. And the first is to make sure that whatever baseball or softball you plan on using is in relatively good condition. I'm not necessarily saying that it needs to be perfect or even fresh out of the bag, but you also don't want it looking like it's been in the bottom of the bucket for the last 10 years. The second is that you need to ensure the area you're recording your videos has good lighting. Preferably, this is going to be outside, but there are indoor facilities that have also got some pretty high power lights that will help as well. The other thing is just make sure that the background that you have is nice and still and contrasts well with the ball. The main thing that we're trying to accomplish here is minimizing movement, since this will help with faster analysis and make the job of our tracking algorithms a little bit easier. So as you can see here, this relatively clean baseball sticks out really nicely against the dark backdrop of the trees and greenery. You'll want to aim for a similar contrast in the image when recording your videos. However, in this second image, you can see the background is lighter. You can still see the ball, but not quite as clearly as in the prior example. I'm not saying that our search algorithms won't be able to track the pitch, but it just makes it a little bit tougher, and you might notice you aren't getting as many data points as if it were a higher contrast. Pitch Analyzer really only has a few requirements for camera specs and setups that you really just kind of need to be aware of. The first is that either your phone or tablet needs to have video recorded in landscape mode, aka the video is recorded sideways and not in portrait. So make sure it is turned sideways and not straight up and down when you're recording. The other is the resolution and frame rate. The minimum requirement here is the video be recorded at a minimum of resolution of a 1080p and at least 60 frames per second. Now, the higher the frame rate and the higher the resolution means a cleaner, clearer image. This will be very helpful if you're struggling to get enough data points and need the extra fidelity to collect a few more. This really kind of helps out also for those players that throw relatively hard, mainly kind of looking at the high school and college level athletes that are going to be consistently above 70 miles an hour, as the minimum requirements may not provide enough data points to get reliable metrics. The only downside to bumping up to the higher resolution and frame rate is it will take a little bit longer to analyze. But honestly, with how fast the processors on devices are now, it's really not going to be but maybe a few seconds difference. So to change the camera settings on your device, you can navigate to the settings and scroll down to camera. Here you will see where the different frame rates and resolutions your device supports. However, we've made it a little more convenient for you as a user, and you can always record inside the app. Here you will see a drop-down menu with the list of available resolutions and frame rates we support for that particular device. If you need a reminder on what resolutions and frame rates we do support, you can always find that information out on our website at www.pasoftware.us. So one of the great things about Pitch Analyzer is you have great flexibility in where you can set up to record videos. In this example, you can see the individual recording the throw is set up a couple feet behind and to the side of the catcher. You won't necessarily be able to get the full functionality out of recording here, as you'll mainly be limited to just pitch flight, path, and velocity. But if you're really only interested in viewing mechanics and gathering velocity data and really not interested in all the extra features you can purchase, then this will work great. In this second clip, you will see the camera placed directly behind the catcher at a distance of just a couple of feet and secured by a tripod. Having your device set up in this manner will allow you to get the full functionality out of the software, as you'll be able to gather velocity, pitch flight path, multi-pitch, and strike zone locations. So the first thing people ask us, obviously, when they see this setup is, hey, I don't know if I feel really comfortable having my player throw up my phone or my tablet like this. Our response is always safety is our number one priority when it comes to using our products. If you do plan on setting up the device behind the catcher, please be sure to have some sort of netting to protect not only the device but yourself as well. With that said, you don't necessarily need to have your device placed here to get the full benefits of Pitch Analyzer. We developed a clever method for our users to record from behind the pitcher and still maintain the full functionality of all the extra features you can pay for. This is by far the most popular spot our users choose to record from, as it is obviously the safest position to be in. But they've also mentioned that it makes it simpler to review with the players if they are standing right there beside them. The setup is very similar to the ones for recording behind the catcher. You can either handhold the device standing just a couple feet away or set up a tripod. For setup, that basically covers everything. Quick rule of thumb we tell our users if they're having problems getting the tracking to work is if you as a user have a difficult time seeing the ball in the video, then our algorithms are going to have just as hard of a time tracking. So you'll want to make sure you can see the ball in the video throughout the entire flight path. That means from the release out of the hand to the mitt. Also, currently we don't have the capability to track multiple pitches from one long single recording, so just be sure each pitch is recorded separately as its own video. These usually are only just a few seconds long, maybe just 3 to 5, but it allows for faster analysis processing as well. So if you wanted to have a long video, you could, but we're only going to really pick up one pitch, and it's going to take a really long time to analyze. So outside of this video, we've also placed the instructions as tutorial slides within the app. So if you get out to the ballpark and don't have internet access, you can still access the setup instructions through the app. Other than that, if you've got any questions, feel free to reach out to us through social media or email on our website. We want to hear from you and make your experience with our products the best it can be. Also, be sure to join our new Reddit page. We will be posting regularly there, providing updates on new features and answering questions from the community.